a city that embraces beauty in all its forms and rejoices in diversity. Wellington, the southern capital of New Zealand, is the kind of city that comes close to your heart after you've seen it and heard it. Wellington is the capital of New Zealand, located on the southwestern tip of the country's North Island. With a population of around 450,000, it is New Zealand's second largest city and, along with Sydney and Melbourne, a cultural centre of Oceania. Many artists have settled or moved here, and there are many art cafes as well as a lively nightlife. Because of its proximity to the bay and its elevated position, Wellington is constantly exposed to the sea breeze, which blows most days of the year, making it the world's windiest city on average, hence the name Windy City. Wellington is surrounded by rolling hills, lush greenery, blue seas and beautiful scenery in all seasons. Wellington's mild and humid climate makes it a famous tourist destination in the South Pacific. The giant sculpture sign of WELL space NGTON on the waterfront is missing the letter I, so that one person at a time can stand in the middle of the sign, be the I, and have their picture taken. Wellington NZ's General Manager John Gardner explained that we are all I, and I is me or us. The design aims to create a sense of I belong in Wellington and hopes that locals and visitors alike will join in. The Beehive in New Zealand's Parliament Building complex is an iconic building in Wellington and one of the grandest buildings in South Pacific. It is one of Wellington's most attractive destinations for visitors. Built in 1876, the distinctive beehive-style building, with its Italianate design, is one of the grandest timber-framed buildings in the South Pacific. The four-storey all-wooden building has the appearance of a beehive, and the interior has been designed to be effective against strong earthquakes in an earthquake-prone country like New Zealand. The huge staircase and secret chamber where members of Parliament meet are great sightseeing areas. The Parliament Building complex also includes a Gothic library, an English Renaissance-style chamber, and a circular office block. The distinctive architectural style makes Parliament House a wonderful mix of distinctive and complementary features that all fit together. It has become one of New Zealand's most iconic buildings. The historic bright red Wellington cable car departs from Lambton Quay Street every 10 to 15 minutes and goes straight to the top of Kilburn Hill. She travels through a tunnel to the top of the hill to give you a magnificent overlook of the city. These red cable cars have been travelling up and down the hill since 1902, when they were first powered by steam, passing through 3 tunnels and 3 bridges. The cable cars operate on a daily basis in a busy shuttle. The cable car line is not only an interesting way of commuting, it is also a form of art in itself. You can admire the beautiful murals in the 2 stations and experience the brilliant lighting effects as the cable car travels through the 2 tunnels. Experience a journey through the history of Wellington's century-old cable car. In just 10 minutes, you can experience the beauty of the growing city's architecture against the greenery of the tranquil gardens, a modern atmosphere and a quiet elegance away from the hustle and bustle of the city. The Wellington cable car is one of the city's most popular tourist attractions. At the top of the hill, you'll see the same view as in Wellington's most iconic postcards and photos. A visit to the museum is a perfect time to get to know a country and a city. The National Museum, where the beauty of New Zealand's modern civilization meets the soul of the nation's culture, is a breathtakingly wonderful journey. Known as Te Papa, the National Museum of New Zealand is named the Maori word for treasure box. The museum houses a rich and varied collection of treasures. With a contemporary approach to collecting, the museum offers a variety of interactive, high-tech experiences, including realistic simulations and sound and light projections, which are designed to educate and entertain. The museum carefully preserves all of New Zealand's historical legacy and reflections on the country. These civilizational chronicles of Maori culture, realistic replicas of historically extinct or endangered plants and animals, the perseverance and blood of New Zealanders during the war years, and the seriousness and persistence of environmental protection are all presented here. Since its opening in 1998, Te Papa has welcomed more than 30 million visitors. Te Papa is a unique museum and is listed in the Lonely Planet's 500 places to visit in the world. This interactive and experimental National Museum is an experience you should not miss. Since The Lord of the Rings conquered the world, the creative capital of filmmaking has also become another of the capital's calling cards, bringing a touch of colour to the unique scenery of a city set against the sea. Wellington's Weta workshop is a must-visit for Lord of the Rings fans. Located in the Miramar district, Weta Workshop is just a short drive from Wellington city centre. Weta Workshop has produced physical effects for some of the most internationally acclaimed films and television programs. When you visit Weta Workshop, you are not only welcomed by lifelike cave monsters in their own unique way. When you enter the studio, every detail is creative and awe-inspiring. The design and manufacturing studio combines cutting-edge technology with handcrafted artistic skills to create Oscar-winning props, costumes, and physical effects. The best part is that they open their doors to fans who want to learn more about these magical effects. Weta Workshop is best known for its Oscar-winning creations in The Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit trilogy. In addition to this, Weta Workshop, with its mastery of the craft, has been involved in an increasing number of prestigious film and television productions, such as Blade Runner 2049, Avatar, and The Chronicles of Narnia. Southwest of Wellington is the scenic Mount Victoria. Mount Victoria offers a 360-degree view of Wellington. It has a stunning harbour and a sea that rushes south. Mount Victoria is part of Wellington's urban green belt. The Wellington Urban Green Belt was set aside in 1841 by the New Zealand Company for the construction of Wellington residents' public recreation ground. It is a great place for visitors to walk, jog, and mountain bike. At the top of the hill is a monument erected in memory of American pilot Richard Byrd. From his base in New Zealand, Byrd made numerous expeditions to Antarctica, and in 1929 he flew his first plane over the South Pole. When you think of coffee in New Zealand, you think of Wellington. The aroma of coffee is everywhere you look, and the cafes that line the streets of Wellington are a starry-eyed paradise for coffee lovers. The earliest traces of Wellington's coffee scene date back to the 1930s, when a wave of immigrants led to the emergence of a variety of modern cafes in Wellington. Today, Wellington has a higher density of cafes than New York. That is to say, you can find cafes everywhere in Wellington. Perhaps a coffee shop with unique decor, or a small mobile coffee cart with a single coffee machine. The aroma of coffee is in every breath of the city and has become the perfect partner for Wellington's literary vibe. In 2014, Wellington was named one of the 8 best coffee cities in the world by the CNN. Not only is the coffee here great in colour and flavour, but it also has a wide range of varieties, so there's always something to suit your taste buds. Wellington is also home to some of New Zealand's top restaurants and bars, with a reputation as a foodie capital. Hannah's Laneway in the heart of the city is one of the most creative foodie shopping streets, with a strong style of cityscape. Originally an old shoe factory from the 1930s, Hannah's Laneway was miraculously transformed into a trendy landmark by young artists after the factory was abandoned. The graffiti spray painting on the outside wall of the old factory represents a microcosm of the windy city of Wellington. In this modest neighbourhood, there are craft beer bars and specialty pizza stores. There are chocolate factories and artisanal soda stores. There are peanut butter stores and bakeries. Walking here, you can enjoy the artistic street graffiti as well as the creativity of food. Wellington's food culture is sure to leave a lasting impression on you. Opportunities to travel by water are almost ubiquitous in New Zealand. You can take a ferry from the North Island to the South Island via the Inter-Islander Ferry. New Zealand's most famous ferry route is between Wellington on the North Island and Picton on the South Island. It's called the Cook Strait Crossing. It is the longest running ferry route between Cook Strait in New Zealand's history. As well as transporting you and your vehicle from the North Island to the South Island, the ferry journey takes you to the extraordinary beauty of the Marlborough Sounds. Hailed as one of the most scenic ferry journeys in the world, the 3-hour journey is one of New Zealand's most iconic travel experiences and the main artery linking the North and South Islands. Here you can take the North Island Discovery observation train between Auckland and Wellington, New Zealand's longest distance passenger train service, which takes you to the heart of New Zealand. Travel through the fertile farmland of Waikato to the volcanic peaks of Central Highlands and to the sparkling Kapiti coast. Along the way, there will be stops at Palmerston North, Oakuni, Tongariro National Park, and Hamilton. The large, colourless, non-reflective glass windows and unique transparent roof provide a truly panoramic viewing experience. And you can also visit the open viewing carriage to awaken all your senses, experience unobstructed contact with the scenery, allowing you to capture the sights all along the way. This is a way to experience the North Island's beauty all in one day. New Zealand's capital city, Wellington, has been described as the world's coolest little capital and is a fascinating mix of arts and culture and natural wilderness. Wellington is a city of changing seasons, embracing beauty in all its forms and accepting the clash of cultures and the arts. Whether it is the harmonious coexistence of nature and humanity, or the real-time dialogue between modernity and history, it is the coolest because it understands, and the coolest because it embraces everyone.